be able to cross both younger and older. And this is how this team, they are a very good team. And you know, their goal is to be number one in the country. They're probably top 5 or so. And they have certain strengths and certain weaknesses. And so one of their strengths is that they're very good ball control and high volleyball IQ team. And so sometimes we'll have teams in that are really big and physical, but their volleyball IQ or small touch skill is not there. So there's always things that we can learn from. Okay, and some of the stuff we go over today, a lot of it they'll be good at or no. Some things they won't, which will be good because you get to see us kind of coach. Okay, this is also open forum, so anything that you guys have, any feedback or so, let me know. Those of you that I need feedback from, back me up. Kelly, Lola, and Mark, and others, please help in that area. Okay, right now everybody has the A5, the elements of technique out. Okay. Okay, so we're going to talk, we put this sheet together a couple of years ago because we felt that we were getting away a little bit from the technical side. Our teams were getting really good play-wise, but the technique wasn't there. And so we wanted to make sure we had it down. All the cue words and all the things that we teach at A5. And we get that you maybe learned it differently when you grew up. Okay, but we have a uniformity and a standard that of our approach here with things that we do with our skill. Okay, so it's important that we ask you to follow this uniformity. We're not saying that what we teach is the end-all be-all. We're fortunate to travel all around the world, and we see all sorts of different skills, okay, and different techniques. And a lot of the techniques and skills we put together are things that we've found of what the best do in the world, from country to country or club to club. And this is some amalgamation of that. There are some things we're strict about, and there are other things we're not as strict. Okay? So starting off with passing is where we're going to start. Okay? Just forming the platform is a big one. Okay? This one, there is no room for debate. Okay? When they put their platform together, okay, all of us show us your platform. Okay? They put their platform together, they must overlap the fingers. Okay? Some of us, particularly guys, were maybe taught to pass like this. Okay? That's not it. Okay? You watch the best in the world, this overlap is key. Okay? The thumbs are symmetrical and pointed down, which locks the elbows. Okay? The shoulders are slightly shrugged. So when I feel the shoulder, there should be some muscle there. Okay? Whether they have the muscle or not. Even if it's a little baby muscle, you can feel it because they are shrugging their shoulders. When they have a tight platform, that encourages a controlled pass. Okay? Particularly those of you who coach the younger teams, it's important that they form their platform. Okay? Because some of you, even with the older players, you'd be surprised. They go out and they pass, and you never knew you saw Susie passing like this for 5 years. Okay? But it's important that they fix it. Okay? And that they are able to do it early. Alright? So, when you step out in front, you guys can put your hands down. Okay? With passing, there's a few cueing mechanisms. Okay? First, I'm looking at her feet. So she's in posture, she's ready to pass. She chose left foot forward, stagger. That's okay. Back in the day, we chose right over. Right? But it depends on which side of the court you're on. So, and I like, because these players, all of them are very versatile, so they can do both. Okay? If they're on the left side of the court, they're going to have the left foot forward. Her arms are presented in front of her. Okay? Coaches, do not have the player with their elbows back like this. This is egregious. Okay? The player's starting like watch University of Nebraska, Wisconsin, ain't anybody doing this. Okay, with their arms back. Okay, so the arms are in front. That allows her to put her platform together quickly and put it together in a manner that we expect. Okay, so her posture's good, her toes are facing straight ahead, her shoulders are forward, she's ready for the ball. So I'm going to toss a few balls and then give some feedback. As you'll notice, some of the key points in there are just what we're going over. These are some of the key aspects to what she's doing. If you see something on there and you're like, hey, I didn't really see this or something when she passes, because maybe I'm not going to hit on every single point or every single phrase, then let me know. Okay? So she is actually. She's going to pass her partner here, and I'm going to give some feedback. Go ahead. So just tossing. Okay, she always balances her feet. Okay, so no matter what, she's taking, the ball's right to her, she's taking almost 2 or 3 steps. She's always going to balance. Okay, hold. That balance occurs in different ways. So if she's running forward and taking a short ball, she may get a little bit lower. We call that down up pass. But no matter what, she's going to have that balance. It's where both feet move at the same time to balance. In tennis, they call it a split step. Okay? In volleyball, we just call it balance. We do not want players to take one step and then pass, because they will not be in their posture that we prefer, which is this slightly staggered posture, which is for basic passing, not defense. The basic pass. Okay? She can do the same thing with her right foot forward. There's no difference for her. She can do it the same way, and she's still going to balance. Hold. Her platform stays to the target, so she holds her platform to the target. Her arms are never bent. This is a bad habit for the younger players, and her arms do not swing. They may slightly, okay, but the emphasis is the core and the shoulders driving the ball to her partner. A couple more. Okay. Hold her platform, strong platform to her partner. Arms do not bend, using her legs and her core to drive the ball. Hold. She watches the ball and saw her eyes every time hit her platform. She's seeing it every single time. There is some slight thing that she can change. Does anybody bold enough want to try to call her out? Her head moves about 3 degrees up when she makes contact with the ball. Okay? This is something that she needs to fix. Okay? She had a bad habit when she was younger, even though she's young now. She was younger of pulling her head back really far. Now it's just a little slight little up. This is something that Wayne's going to work on. Okay? So pass a few more, see if you can just fix it here first. That's way better, yes. Good, much better. Hold. That was very impressive. Good job. Changing like that in front of the group, not easy. Okay, sorry, okay? Now you toss to her left and right. So we're emphasizing rotational recently, and we really are pushing it, because when we went to Huntington Beach a few months ago, the national team passing coach, so she works on all their service receive and so on. She talked a good deal about having to choose sides, okay, when you have balls that are maybe a little bit higher. Are they passing on the left, rotational, or are they passing on the right, okay? And picking up the ball early, right on contact from the serve, okay? It was something we had not heard before, even though we teach it a lot, that the players must be able to make that distinction. But as it relates to our conversation here, the players must have a rotational passing skill. That means they must be able to pass outside their left and their right, okay, outside the body. When they do it, the goal is for them to drop their shoulders. You can start tossing, just alternate. Drop their inside and create an angle adequate for their target. Okay? So she's deliberately dropping her shoulder. She has a slight adjustment with her feet. It's about 45 degrees, and she's dropping her shoulder to create an angle. You notice how she holds it. Okay? Like at University of Kentucky, they work on this stuff like 1 to 2 hours every day. Their lead ropes working on the strength of their shoulder. Because if they don't have and create a good angle there, then you can have a skip pass, okay, or skip dig. Many of our players will just hold their platforms out like this, and the ball skips off. It's all about creating an angle in their shoulder. Okay? Anything else? Go ahead.
And I think this is mainly, as I see it in youth, the key word, make sure we're not saying being on our toes. We're on the balls of our feet, so we can transfer the weight all the way through. We're on our toes, we can't transfer the weight. And you did a really good job.
Yeah.
So insist that they control the spin on the ball. When she was passing those balls, they had maybe one backspin on them. So no spin at all, or very little spin. They want to absorb part of that, right? They're shrugging their shoulders, making sure they're finishing that pass. If you phrase it in a way that challenges it a little bit, I always say the best players pass with no spin on the ball. You'll be amazed at how fast they'll figure out how to pass the ball with no spin on the ball.
Yeah. No, that's a great point.
Hey Dave, when you're coaching little kids
Yeah.
that are just starting,
Youth.
yes, a lot of people are like, square your hip to pass the ball. Can you tell us how you teach like a 10 or 11-year-old? You still have them create the rotation? Like,
Square, yeah.
Yeah.
You mean like depending when they're sitting on the
So if
court?
they're left back,
Yeah.
they're
So we want them to face the target generally. So they've got to learn that, and they also have to learn how to pass outside their body. If you teach all three, then as time progresses, they will develop the skill to be able to get the ball to the target. Okay? So when they're young, it's great if you can have them just face straight ahead and the ball's in front of them. Okay? To the target. As they start to get older, if you're in serve receive in zone 5 and you have a ball coming to your left, you will not have time to get around the ball, face the target, and pass. Okay? You will have to learn this rotational passing skill. And it's really important. So we like to emphasize both. We don't say you have to do it like this. Because if you tell them they have to face the target every single time, then they're going to do weird things on balls that maybe they didn't have to face the target on that time because the ball came too fast and it's to their left. They got to learn how to rotational pass. Okay? So if you are teaching them all skills, and when they're young, it's ideal that they face the target and they pass. But there's going to be many times when that opportunity does not present itself. That they have to have all skills in their pocket to be able to make that adjustment.
The angle, Nancy, right? The angle facing the target is more important than anything. What Nate said is exactly right. As they get older, the velocity of that serve comes on. The two things we don't want to do it overall, swinging their arms or swiveling. If when they try to face in the middle of that pass, that's a swivel and that's where you get the skip dig.
We go off what Kelly's saying. I know my house is creating the angle. All we want to do is redirect the ball. What we manipulate. So if it's coming from Gabe, and I need it to go over to Kelly, I just got to create an angle with my platform. All the problem is I'm redirect the ball, not trying to manipulate. Once I try to do that, there's too many things that can happen in that pass will go away from the ball. What I want to do is change the angle, redirect.
Platform has to face target no matter what. You could be sleeping on the ground, but if your platform is faced toward the target, then you're going to be in somewhat decent shape. It's not just that you're sleeping on the floor. Okay? So, platform has to face target. Okay? And I know we're racing through a little bit just because we have a lot to get done. Okay? Any questions about passing in particular? We're going to do a lot of passing drills and stuff, so you'll be able to see things about our platforms, and we'll be able to talk a lot more about it. Okay? We're going to go right into serving. Okay? Show us your serving posture. Okay? You're ready to serve. Okay, not bad. So, I'm going to walk around this look a little bit. Okay? So, very important that we hold but she has this slight change yesterday. Okay, she's holding it here, needs to be there. Okay, right in front of her hitting shoulder. Her elbow is back at shoulder height. Okay? Her toes should technically be facing where she's serving, which I doubt was over there. Okay, so straight ahead. And her hand is open, flat, and hard. Because when we make contact, we're trying to create that hard flow. If you haven't heard this speech already, they figured out 5-6 years ago around the world, statistically, now that they have computers and now AI and everything else, that the only thing that matters on the serve for efficiency, meaning bad passing for the other team, is the contact. That's the primary thing. They thought it was strength in the early days. That's why a lot of people did jump top and stuff like that. But they found it didn't correlate with bad passing. Bad passing correlates directly with the contact. That means no spin on the ball. If you can serve with no spin consistently, then you are doing what right now the best in the world are doing. Okay? So, show us in, posture. Okay, important that they learn it at an early age. The elbow is bent here as well. Okay? Good. Toes straight ahead. The back foot, all the weight is there. It's at a 45-degree angle. That way they can transfer their weight. Okay? Whether it be starting off on a standing serve or a jump flow. Okay? Give me 2 lines here, over here, over here. Okay? Okay, so they're trying to create that hard float, flat ball over the net. Okay? And we are going to cover now on the agenda, does it say tape progression? I think it does.
Just say it does.
Does it say that on the agenda? Okay, great. So we're going to cover one of the drills now so we can get to the other drills. Okay? So the goal is to create a hard float over the net. They do that by low toss, and the rhythm is toss, step, and what we call is just a hard, flat contact. Okay? So swing. The reason it says pull is you're pulling your elbow back. So pull, lift, step, pop. This is the way we used to describe it. Pop means flat, hard hand. Okay? It really should actually be thud, because that's what it should sound like. Okay? This progression, we start with the younger grades, and they do it all the way until they're 18 years old. The first thing they're going to do is they're going to balance. Try not to let this blow your mind at all. They're going to balance only on their front foot. This forces them to control their toss and their contact. So they have to stand on their front foot. This is the first part of the tape progression. Okay? They're standing in the middle of the court, and their goal is to clip the top of the tape. So they want the ball to skip off the top of the tape. If they can do that, and with no spin on the ball hard, that is a very good controlled serve. So this is part 1 of the tape progression. Okay? So go ahead, one at a time. We're just going to watch them. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. Low, hard, slow. Good. Take your ball, put your chin. Good. So 4 people have served, and 3 of them clip the tape. The odds are very low that occurs, but it shows you how good of players they are. Okay? No spin, hard float over the net. Okay, go ahead. A couple more. Balance on the flat, hard ball. Okay, higher contact. They still want high contact and toss and float. Flat, hard ball. On that. Low contact. High contact, but straight ahead. Hold. Some of them falling through a little too much. There should be no follow through. Hand stops on contact. It's hard and flat. Part 2 is now they're just standing. Okay? So they're standing and they're doing their serve, which is pull their elbow back, lift, step, pop. They're transferring their weight from their back foot to the front foot. Go ahead. Good. Hold. Good. Okay. Now they come back and now they're behind the attack line. And they're standing still. Okay? In the older gym, we expect them to be able to clip from the back line. If they're in the older gym, you know, most of the teams, we want their goal to be playing at the highest level in the country. They should be doing it about 50% of the time. Okay, it sounds hard, but once they've had enough reps, that should be their goal. Okay, so now they're trying to do the same thing. Okay, go ahead. Hold on.
Several of them are still walking into the serve. They're taking a couple of steps before they serve. When you're making them just stand on one foot, so maybe talk about that for a second.
Yeah, so they should not, some of the younger players, if they're like 10 years old and they take a step to try to serve, sometimes we let it go. Okay, but once they start getting old enough, the rhythm has to be the same. Okay, so all your weight's on your back foot, you're just transferring your weight to your front foot. If you're right-handed, that means your left foot. Okay, left-handed, your right foot. So they're not taking 3 or 4 steps beforehand. Some of you guys probably do it because it's instinct. Okay, it's something you want to get rid of. Okay, because when you watch the best players in the world, they don't walk into their serve. Okay, they're only doing any extra footwork when they do the jump serve, which we'll do in a minute. Okay, couple more. Here, go ahead. Long flat ball. Now they have a further distance to cover.